Okay.
This is live. Hello,
We're
people.
live now.
Welcome to the Tuesday Doctor's Clinic Call with Doc Fizz and friends. We're here every Tuesday at noon Eastern Time. So as we're having a little discussion today about optimizing your health, give us some thumbs up, give us some questions, give us some hearts, happy faces, and let us know you're there.
All right.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great. You know, we got another beautiful day. July's here, so all of a sudden it's going to get hot.
It is hot.
The weather's going to get hot. And I bet it's going to quit raining for a while, for a couple of months.
Maybe. It's raining here today.
Yeah, and it's rainy there?
Yeah.
Oh, we had rain over the weekend. We actually, on Saturday, we got dumped on. We had almost an inch of rain in 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Did you have
With
a flood?
60 to 80 mile an hour winds.
Wow. I'm glad that didn't come over here.
Yeah, there was trees all over the neighborhood that fell down. I didn't lose any trees, but there's branches that fell off the trees, and all the lawn chairs got blown into the backyard.
Wow.
But half an hour later, it was all done.
That's crazy. There's a lot of crazy storms going on this year.
Yeah. So, you know, today our topic is chronic disease.
Chronic means like a forever disease, right?
Yeah. The Centers for Disease Control. I was reading a paper this weekend that they put out, and they said it affects like over 70% of the population.
That's pretty sad.
Chronic disease, they're defining it as any disease that's been present for a year or longer.
I wonder how that compares to like the 1950s.
I bet we got more chronic disease today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just looking at a couple things here. I'm gonna do a screen share, and hang on, and look at a couple things. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. It's pretty small. I'll put on my glasses.
Huh?
I'm on my phone. My computer died.
Oh, okay. You don't have to read it. I'm just going to talk about it. So this article, it talks about something that you and I have been talking about for quite a while on this call, is microbes in the soil, in the dirt, and how dirt can make you happy.
Right?
How's your garden going?
Great.
Is it?
Yeah, everything's about to bloom, and my zucchini finally started growing, and they have blossoms like almost overnight. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the reason I brought this article up was partly because I know you're kind of into working in your garden, working in your yard, and you're into all the natural healing and all that as well, just like I am. And so this article says that Prozac may not be the only way to get rid of your blues. Soil microbes have been found to have similar effects on the brain and don't have the side effects of the chemical dependency. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. And if you garden barefoot, you're doing even better.
Yeah. And they're saying that this knowledge has been around for centuries. Ancient healers knew about it. And so it talks about kind of the soil microbes, and then it goes on to say lack of serotonin has been linked to depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, bipolar problems, and there may be a natural antidepressant in the soil, and just playing in the dirt.
Yeah.
So then I brought up this article, and this is from Integrative Psychiatry, and it says serotonin and serotonin deficiency. And it says serotonin is one of the most widely recognized and frequently searched terms on Google, but it's one of the primary neurotransmitters. And Andrea, you disappeared, but it says that we kind of know serotonin because of its role in mood, anxiety, fear, and general sense of well-being. So I thought these two articles kind of played on each other a little bit. And but imbalances of serotonin can cause relative imbalances of norepinephrine. And you know what another name for norepinephrine is?
No, tell me.
Adrenaline.
Ah.
And dopamine, it can cause problems. Serotonin deficiency is common with mood problems, and it's an epidemic in the United States. But I was looking up, I just wanted to see, what causes or contributes to serotonin deficiency, right? I mean, we've talked about how we can benefit it with using things like fulvic acid and just playing out in the dirt and things like that. So they say prolonged stress can deplete your serotonin levels. You know anybody that's been under a lot of stress and it never seems to go away?
I think my neighbors are.
You think your neighbors? But I know that when I watch your Facebook posts, you put a lot of stuff on political things, and isn't it funny how the political stuff just doesn't go away anymore? It used to be, every 2 years we'd have to deal with it, but now it's constant. It's every day, every hour of the day.
Right.
And wouldn't you say that creates stress?
It certainly does for some people.
I think it does for a majority of people. Even if you don't recognize it as stress, I think that it inadvertently stresses people out. And so then if you and I know this, and the researchers know this, then we have to kind of ask ourselves, is it being done on purpose?
That's a good question.
Right? Are we being held in this depressed jail or prison by the media on purpose to contribute to poor health? I don't know. I mean, that's a conspiracy thing. But then they say genetic factors, faulty metabolism, digestive problems can cause problems with absorption and breakdown of food. Isn't that what we've been talking about when we talk about probiotics and fulvic acid?
Yes.
Yeah. It reduces the ability of the body to build serotonin. And then it says poor diet can cause serotonin deficiency. Neurotransmitters are made from protein, and they need certain vitamins and minerals called cofactors. If your vitamins and minerals, if your diet is low on these, you're not going to have any of these neurotransmitters.
Right. And
then they say toxic substances like heavy metals, pesticides, drugs, prescription medications that like the prescription medications that make serotonin, because they can cause damage to the nerve cells.
Well, it sounds all encompassing, doesn't it? It's the toxins, the environment, your diet, what you're exposed to mentally. I mean, everything.
Excess caffeine, excess alcohol, nicotine, NutraSweet, depressants, antidepressants, some cholesterol-lowering medications. Boy, and they're trying to get everybody on a cholesterol-lowering medication these days, aren't they?
Yeah.
But you look at some of the symptoms, depression, anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, irritable bowel, PMS, fibromyalgia, obesity, eating disorders, obsession, compulsion, muscle pain, chronic pain, alcohol abuse, migraine headaches.
So everything contributes to deficiency.
Right? So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then here's another article from the Cleveland Clinic, and they say the root cause of chronic disease lifestyle choices. So they're saying smoking, alcohol, diet, lack of physical activity, inadequate relief of chronic stress.
Yep. I sent you a cartoon. Did you see it?
I saw that. A big long line of people in line to get pills, but natural cures, the line was empty.
Right.
Yeah. So Cleveland Clinic in 2013 said lifestyle modifications are possible to get the right intervention, which includes nutritional counseling, exercise, stress management. But what about this stuff? How come it never makes it into the mainstream?
You mean the knowledge about the deficiency of serotonin in our systems?
Yeah, and then here's another article, turning the chronic disease paradigm upside down. And it says we're experiencing a global healthcare. This isn't just United States, Andrea. This is global.
Well, one thing could be that they really don't have a solution for it other than natural lifestyle changes.
Yeah. They're saying in 10 years, the World Health Organization is estimating that the impact of chronic disease on global productivity will reach $47 trillion a year.
Well, you'd think they'd do something about it then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, with all the FDA approved drugs and medications for this and that we'd have a solution. So isn't it about time that we say maybe what we're doing isn't working?
I would agree.
Yeah. So anyhow, I thought I'd share that before we really get our discussion going, because I thought, people like to see some background information, so it's not just Kurt and Andrea yapping away. They like to see some background information, and so every Tuesday I try and pull up, a little bit of science backing me up on what I'm saying.
And you could probably put those links in the comments once we're done.
I could probably do that. If I remember.
Well, if you don't, I will.
So, I think we've all suffered from some kind of chronic health problem, haven't we?
Have we?
You haven't?
That lasted over a year.
Over a year?
Mm-hmm.
I know I have. I've had chronic back pain since I was in high school. I hurt myself playing high school football, and I've had back pain my entire adult life. It comes and goes. I mean, some days are better than the others. Some days are a little bit worse depending on my activity levels. After my motorcycle accident, I've had chronic, neck pain. I can't turn my head as far as I used to be able to turn it. My hands, I've injured the wrists, so I can't use them like I used to. My right leg, of course, after the motorcycle accident, and all of that. I think, because of the lack of being able to do some of the things I used to do, it's led to me being a little bit less active.
Right.
So I've had this weight gain.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've had the same thing in that I've had issues with my feet. Like when I lived in Florida, you're always walking on tile and you're always wearing sandals. So you don't have very good foot support. And when I get done living there 6 years, I could barely walk on my feet when I woke up in the morning. I corrected that, like the natural substances I take have helped to restore that, So I don't have that issue anymore, but I still have some foot pain. So that causes lack of activity on my part too.
That's right. So, Andrea, here in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the call, let's talk a little bit about, what's the answer? What can we do that might help out in not only working with it, but possibly preventing some of this stuff too.
Okay, what do you recommend?
Well, I think first thing we ought to talk about is figure out what in your life is causing you mental stress.
My neighbors.
Your neighbor.
Currently, that's my stress.
Well, I've got a solution, but you have to get a big truck and move them.
Solution too. I'm just waiting to move on it.
Yeah, while they're sleeping one night, just hook up to their house and pull it away.
Right.
But I don't know if that's the solution. Yeah, I mean, there's things like that. Neighbors, maybe your job, maybe lack of finances.
Well,
there's a lot of things.
Like most people hate their job. I think a high percentage of people are just done with their job. They just do it because they absolutely have to have, what it provides.
Yeah. Well, don't you think that, like you go back and you look at where we were when we were in high school and college, we had all these big dreams of all these things we were going to do. We were going to, go on all these great vacations, all these different things. And then, like you said, you get in this job and you're making enough money to pay your bills, but you're not really making enough to get ahead. And it kind of acts almost like a pair of golden handcuffs, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your employer, they know that they've got you locked in. And
yeah, I got a real part-time job 2 or 3 years ago. I would work Wednesday and half a day Thursday. And they said to me when I hired in, after a year, you can have a week's vacation. I said, oh, is that paid? No, but you can have a week's vacation. I work a day and a half and I can have a week's vacation.
And you what?
And I could have a week's vacation after a year of working a day and a half a week. And I said, that's okay. So my daughter and my daughter-in-law and a bunch of my grandkids and I wanted to go to Florida, and I just called in and said, I won't be in for this week. Really? You're going to control me when I work a day and a half by saying can't have a vacation for a year?
So you just took your vacation when you wanted it.
I did.
Did they hire you back?
They did.
They did?
What are you going to say to somebody? I mean, seriously.
That's right.
What am I going to lose in a day and a half? So.
That's right. So, mental stress like that. So we got to figure out what's causing the problem and then come up with a long-term solution for it. If you hate your job, try and find something that you can do on the side,
mm-hmm.
so that gradually you can earn an income doing something that you like doing, so you don't have to continue doing what you hate doing.
Right?
Right?
Yes.
And it might be working with us here at Sizzle. I think we have fun.
I do.
For all of you out there, you want to have some fun and you want to have a job that's entertaining, join us.
Right.
Andrea and I will take care of you.
Well, if you qualify, if you're someone who wants to be healthy, you're someone who wants to make more money, if you're someone who likes to help people, then let us know.
That's right. And then we got to look at getting enough sleep. I think a lot of people, they're sleep deprived, aren't they?
Yeah, I've been there before in my lifetime.
Yeah. You can't remain healthy if you're tired all the time, if you're chronically fatigued, because you just don't get enough sleep. So, people should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, every night.
And the reason is that's when your body heals and restores itself.
It rejuvenates. Yeah. And there's certain things that happen. And we all have different cycles. You know, I know like my oldest son, I mean, he goes to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Really?
I can't do that.
When does he get up?
5:36.
I can't do that.
No, if the sun is shining, I'm awake.
I don't like getting up before 6.
Yeah. But you do need to get that sleep. You need to have that REM sleep. And they're showing in studies that interrupted sleep is actually worse for you than decreased, than deficient sleep.
Right. You know, we'd all sleep better if that energy cycle in our body didn't hit our bladder at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't have that problem.
That's cool.
I just can't drink anything within 2 hours of going to bed. But yeah, so it's, but if I could train my dog to go through the night, Andrea.
There you go. Is that what gets you up?
It might work for you too. Anyhow, yeah, it might. I don't know. And then diet. We got to figure out, what's right for your diet. Are you getting all the vitamins and nutrients? And as we presented on this call in the past, I don't think most people are getting what they need.
Well, we've talked about soil deficiency in minerals. We've talked about toxins in our environment and that we need nutrients to take care of that. We're definitely not getting enough. Anyone who smokes is basically burning up all of their vitamins.
All the antioxidants for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you consider? I mean, I'm just asking for your opinion. What do you consider to be the vitamins that everybody should have on their plate every day? Yeah, as far as like supplements. Let's talk supplements.
Well, we've heard there's a huge B deficiency in the population.
B vitamins?
B12 for stress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're talking about that. We all have stress in our lives from this lifestyle that we lead. And so I know that there's a huge deficiency in that, and this huge deficiency in magnesium. However, that's not a vitamin, right? That's
well, vitamins and minerals, just kind of classify them together.
Okay.
Yeah, so magnesium deficiency. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if we're classifying everything, would be the omegas. We all need omegas, which is an oil, basically. But I mean, there's so much. And, like, who is that? Linus Pauling, who stated that, mineral deficiency is the root cause of all disease.
That's right. Mineral deficiency. Going back to fish oils, going back to healthy fats and things like that. Andrea, in today's world, don't you think that people get enough fat in their diet?
They don't get enough healthy fats in their diet.
So what's the definition of a healthy fat? How would you describe a healthy fat to someone versus an unhealthy fat?
Well, there's a difference in the molecular structure of healthy fat versus poor fat. So it's like, what is a long chain something or other, and short chain, and then medium chain? You tell me.
Long chain fatty acids, short chain, medium chain. Yeah. And
our body needs fats, definitely, because it works to make hormones. It works to support cell walls, all of that. Our body needs fats. It's designed to process fat. It's designed to burn fat for fuel. So we need fats. We just need healthy fats. So people have to do a little Google search and figure out what's healthy fats and what's not.
Right. And it's a blend of the different fats. It's not just omega-3. In the past probably 10 or 15 years, I think a lot of people think, oh, it's just the omega-3s. So they get their cod liver oil, their flaxseed oil, and they think, well, they're getting plenty. But really, it's a blend, isn't it?
Yeah. And we have a perfect solution for that.
What's that?
Sucra Omega Plus.
Supra Omega Plus. What makes it Supra?
Supra, because it comes from Supra Naturals Manufacturing.
And it's a blend, right? It's a blend of them.
Blend of oils, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Plus, the plus part is from what?
I don't know. Tell me.
CoQ10.
Oh yeah, that wonderful thing. And we have the actual CoQ10, not a substitute CoQ10.
Right. We have the one that's activated. We have the one that actually works in your body, rather than the other types that don't really have the health benefits. And then so then you were going to go on to say like vitamins, like vitamin C.
Well, that's a given. Yeah, we need vitamin C. Vitamin C has been used in medicine for hundreds of years.
Right. And vitamin C is considered an antioxidant. So, you know, from what you've learned about antioxidants from working with Tom, tell us a little bit about why is it that you can't just take a lot of, say, vitamin C and I get plenty of antioxidants. I take 20,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. Why won't that work? Why isn't that adequate?
Well, basically, my understanding is that as you break a free radical down, a free radical is like something in your body that is caused from toxins that has like arms on it, elemental arms that are not complete. And so it tears your body apart to complete itself. Okay. So if you're taking, I'm just using this as an example, you have this free radical in your body and you take vitamin C. Vitamin C has the capacity to repair that free radical to a certain degree. But then once it does that, it sometimes splits into two new free radicals. And then that splits. So there's like 39 levels of free radicals that free radicals can split down into.
That's right.
You have to take it all the way to the bottom to completely eliminate them. Well, we have two products that help with that.
Which one's it?
Well, we have Spectrum Max, which provides all of the essential minerals and has other antioxidants in it. And Tom explained that he designed it specifically to break down free radicals, all 39 levels. So they're on. The other product we have is H2 Sticks, which is a sachet of minerals that creates hydrogen water simply by dumping it in water, and it separates hydrogen from oxygen. And when you drink it, the worst free radicals, those that are at the top of those 39 levels, get instantly turned into water with that extra hydrogen.
And so the thing is that when we look at free radicals and we look at antioxidants and we look at diet and minerals and all these different things, Andrea, and hydrogen water, people ask me, they say, well, can't I just eat right and get all this stuff from my diet?
We'll revert you back to 2 weeks ago when we talked about soil deficiency and how broccoli doesn't have the nutrients in it today it had in the 50s or 60s. You know, our food is lacking in essential minerals and vitamins.
Yeah. So, you know, we're talking about this hydrogen water, this hydrogen infused water bit that we're using. And, you know, you and I have talked about this in the past, that as your body metabolizes, as it breaks down fiber, one of the healthy things that's given off during that fiber breakdown is hydrogen.
How about that?
And so maybe we're lacking this hydrogen. Maybe we're lacking this hydrogen, this antioxidant that you're talking about. Maybe we're lacking it because we have a lack of fiber in our diet.
We do that too. We have a lack of good fiber in our diet.
Yeah. You know, they say that adult male should be getting over 26 milligrams or 26 grams of fiber a day. Grams, not micrograms, or not milligrams. 26 grams. And so I was trying to figure out the other day on Sunday night, I was looking at everything that I ate that day, and I was trying to figure out, did I get enough fiber from what I ate today? And I'd eaten 1.5 pounds of pineapple. I thought, oh, there's got to be a lot of fiber in pineapple. And a pound and a half gave me somewhere right around 13 grams, so about half.
Yeah.
And I love pineapple. I could do that. I'd love to do that because I like it, but I think I'd get sick of eating 1.5 pounds of pineapple a day.
Right.
Right.
Not to mention the sugar content.
Yeah, but it's good sugars, you know. That's what somebody might say to me.
Somebody might say that, but all sugar, all carbs converts into sugar.
Yeah. Where do you get your
causes you to be a sugar burner?
Yeah. Where do you get your fiber?
Where do I get my fiber? I don't get a lot of fiber, actually.
Yeah. Right. And most of us don't. They say that the average person only gets half. A female should get about 24 grams a day. So that they're saying on average, the average female is getting about 12.
So a lot of people don't know what to eat to get fiber. Or what typical things do you eat to get fiber? Other like apples, of course, and pineapple and
Apples, bananas, pineapple, nuts and seeds, celery, carrots. I mean, all your fruits and vegetables are going to be high in the fiber category. You can't get it from eating meat. If you eat a buffalo, you're not going to get any fiber.
Right. That's all amino acid.
Right. A lot of amino acids, some fat, but a lot of amino acids.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get fiber. So fiber comes from plants and animals, plants and vegetables and seeds and things like that. So you really have to start being conscious about it, don't you?
You do, or take a supplement.
Yeah. But you know why people don't take fiber supplements?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
They cause gas, right?
No, it's the texture. Most people don't get enough fiber because they don't like the texture of it. That's a survey. They actually did that. You know, so we're talking deficiencies of vitamins and fiber, and we're talking deficiencies of microbes in our body and stress. You know what? The other thing that causes chronic disease is lack of exercise, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, and how much exercise do we need? You know, a lot of researchers are saying if we do that 10,000 steps a day, right. That's a simple one.
Yep.
But you have to make a conscious effort of it. And you could do other things. You could do that exercise that Katie and Sandy were teaching us the other night on the conference call. Just doing 4 minutes several times a day.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all at once. And that's going to help. It's going to help keep the brain working, help prevent Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, degenerative neural diseases, things like that. What else can you think of? You know, sleep, diet, supplements, vitamins, fiber, mental stress.
I think we've got it covered. You know,
Yeah.
I did want to mention that hydrogen water, you know, you were talking about the connection with hydrogen in the gut. I indulged in some stuff that had alcohol sugars in it one night. Well, if you get too much
Vodka? Was it vodka?
No, it was actually some food bars, and they replaced sugars with alcohol sugars, which is basically, it's a nice word for fake sugar, right?
Yeah.
So if you eat too much fake sugar, you have intestinal problems, right? So I woke up that night, I was in so much pain in my stomach. I was like, oh my word, what'd I do? So I looked at the label on that, and I looked up, you know, alcohol sugars, and it said, oh yeah, this is fake sugar. And I'm like, you know, because it said, I didn't know what alcohol sugars was. So it said, yeah. And I thought, okay, this is inflammation. So I have two things for inflammation. What's going to work faster? I have leukoidin and I have H2 6, right? So I thought, well, I'm just going to try that hydrogen water because my intestines seem really happy when I drink it every time I drink it. So I mixed that up. I waited in pain for 15 minutes for it to do its little magic. And then I drank it in 15 minutes. All of that pain was gone in my body.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2 nights ago, my daughter comes over and we've been to a family birthday party and she usually does keto all the time. So she's rarely eating sugar. Well, she had cake and she had ice cream and she had all that stuff. And she was saying the next day, oh, I've been in pain all day from, indulging in all that sugar yesterday. And I said, well, hey, let me mix you up my hydrogen water. She's like, okay. So she drank it and we sat here talking. About 15 minutes later, I said, so how's your stomach feel now? She goes, it actually feels better. So,
Nice.
yeah, you've got intestinal issues going on, drink your hydrogen water.
There you go. There you go. Well, and so Andrea, as we look at all these different things, we're down here at the bottom of the hour. It's really, you can't just kind of float through life and hope that you're gonna keep everything under control, can you?
No, and it's impressive to hear you say, oh, on Sunday I decided to figure out if I have enough fiber in my diet today. How many people sit around and go, did I get enough of this? Did I get enough of that? So we have to consciously do that.
That's right. And you have to assess kind of your lifestyle. Otherwise, chances are you're going to be missing something. You mentioned Linus Pauling, and he said that in his research that chronic disease is due to mineral deficiencies.
Right.
Wouldn't that be a good enough reason to take Spectromax every day?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me and my dog, we take Spectromax every day.
Yeah, your dog that's like 10 years younger than he should be.
I'll tell you, chances are he gets more vitamins than probably half the human population.
I think so. It does.
He probably eats better than he probably eats better than a good share of people. I mean, he gets organic, farm fresh eggs. He gets spinach, and he gets tomatoes and all of that stuff.
Really eats tomatoes
with his eggs.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I chop them up and I put them in his eggs. But I don't think he'd eat tomatoes if I just handed it to him. I
think I should come live with you. I'd eat better.
Yeah. Well, he won't even eat. I mean, I suppose, if I forced him to do it, he'd probably eat like a steak that was raw. But he normally, if I hand him like a part of a steak raw, he looks at me like, aren't you going to cook it?
Right. You can read their minds, right?
Yeah. Aren't you going to put some salt and pepper on it for me?
Right.
So anyhow, Andrea, thanks for being here every Tuesday with me on the Doctor's Clinic call. If you'd like to close out the call, and everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's good to have a call like this. It's not real formal, and we're just kind of going through things, giving you kind of our knowledge of what we've learned. And as we go through this next year, we might find some additional information that we'll pass on, and we'll cover the same topic. But Andrea, over to you.
Thanks, Doc. Thank you for being here every Tuesday to share your knowledge with us. And, let's not waste that. Go ahead and share this with other people. Doc will be putting it on YouTube. You can grab it from Sizzle World Team YouTube channel and share it with other people, or share any of his past videos. Just go to that YouTube channel and click on videos, and you'll find all our past videos. You might find a topic that applies to you or applies to a friend or a loved one that might need that information. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday at noon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.